So we're here with Nadine today. She is a peripheral neuropathy patient, a patient that's having burning in her feet and tingling in her feet. We have always heard about these patients with Scrambler Therapy that have one treatment and it resolves their pain. And so we're excited to have her tell the story today of how she developed peripheral neuropathy, how long she's been having it, the medications that she took, and then obviously the Scrambler Therapy treatment that we did on her just a few days ago. And remarkably, after just one single treatment, she's better and she has no pain at all. So one of the amazing things with Scrambler Therapy is we don't treat patients if they don't have pain. So some patients may go through 7 to 10 treatments. Some patients may go through one treatment like Nadine. This is unusual. This is not the norm. And since we've been using Scrambler Therapy for about 6 months, we have never seen, a patient only have one treatment. And so we're super excited just to kind of, share the story. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Nadine, go rewind 2 or 3 years ago and kind of tell us how your neuropathy started.
Okay, well, a couple of years ago, I had back surgery. Then my feet were hurting a little bit. Within the last 3 to 4 months, I started having the burning, the tingling sensation to where it would hurt so bad I'd have to rub them. And I tried everything, to try to fix it, but it didn't work.
What kind of things were you trying?
Well, they said use coconut oil, take magnesium.
Holistic stuff? Yeah.
So I was trying to do all that and it didn't work. And then I was looking on Facebook and I saw where y'all had something advertised and I called. And I was interested in trying it because it really hurts, and to walk, it's terrible. You can't really walk on it.
Yeah, so your pain was worse with walking, being on your feet.
Yes.
It would gradually intensify the pain.
You can't really walk on it. You need to tiptoe or, where mainly if it's in the middle right here and here.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
And your symptoms were burning and tingling. Yes.
And like a stabbing. It was bad. It was like needles.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
And then, of course, worse at night, too, right? Trying to sleep.
When I would lay down, I would get it real bad, and it kept me from sleeping.
Wow, yeah.
It was difficult.
So most patients start by taking pain medications or a type of nerve pain. Gabapentin, exactly.
So I tried that, but I started gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
And
very common side effect, by the way, with Neurontin or Gabapentin, same drug. A lot of weight gain with Gabapentin. Yeah.
And I really don't like taking medications. I'd rather try the other way, anything else but meds. And it didn't seem to work, so I made the appointment to come here. And a couple of days ago, they put the machine on my legs, the Scrambler. Yeah. And they told me to come back in a couple of days to let them know how it worked. And I didn't have any pain.
Yeah.
And I've been walking around a lot, and at night I didn't have no pain. I was able to sleep well. So,
guys, you have to understand, she was in pain every day for the last 3 months. Mm-hmm. So, this is the only thing different that she's done to try to treat her neuropathy. She had tried the Gabapentin, before, and obviously that wasn't working, so she stopped that. So, all it takes is the right treatment to restart the nervous system, retrain the brain, and get things firing like they're supposed to in terms of the signal. So what Scrambler Therapy does is replace the damaged painful signal with a computer-generated no pain signal that's generated from the Scrambler device. It systematically retrains the brain to understand what no pain really feels like, and that's what Scrambler Therapy does. That's how this treatment is unique. This is not a TENS unit. Clearly, this is a lot bigger machine than a TENS unit. This is as small of a machine that they can make because the technology inside it is such that it has to be this big for it to work. So this is a very advanced technology that came out of Italy. This was FDA approved in 2009 in the United States and is being used by some of the top institutions around the globe. So we have Johns Hopkins University that uses Scrambler Therapy. We have MD Anderson that uses it for cancer pain. We have the Mayo Clinic. We have Cleveland Clinic, and we have UCLA on the West Coast that uses Scrambler Therapy in their pain programs. So instead of doping patients up with heavy pain medications or these nerve pain drugs like Gabapentin and Lyrica, they're using the Scrambler to retrain the nervous system to remember what it's like to not have pain. And these treatments for neuropathy, neuropathy is typically a progressive condition. It will typically get worse with time. So we can see patients in remission from the neuropathy symptoms forever, number one, or for long periods of time. So if we see a patient that, we treat and maybe the neuropathy symptoms come back in a year, we'll just do 1 or 2 treatments to kind of reset the nervous system again, and then they can go another year or 2 without symptoms.
Yeah.
So while this isn't a cure for neuropathy, this is the only non-medication therapy that we know of that has a very high success rate of about 80 to 85% treating neuropathy symptoms. So if you're suffering from neuropathy, you have burning, numbness in your feet, tingling in your feet. Now, this doesn't work as well on numbness, but it works extremely well for burning and extremely well for the tingling type pain. So if you're one of these patients that's suffering from these symptoms in your lower leg, into your foot or your hands, and this could be from idiopathic neuropathy, it could be from diabetic neuropathy, it could be from chemo-induced peripheral neuropathy. The Scrambler Therapy works for all these different types of neuropathy. So if you're one of these patients, call and schedule a consultation. We charge $19 for the initial consultation. If we feel like you're potentially a candidate for Scrambler Therapy, we charge $100 for the initial treatment on the Scrambler to see how it works, to see if we can zero your pain out. You can almost or completely zero their pain. So if you come in with a pain level of a 7 to an 8, we can typically knock that pain down to anywhere from like a 0 to a 2 on that very first session. When that happens, we would consider you what we call a responder. If you're a responder to Scrambler Therapy, it's very likely, 80 to 85% likely, it's going to work for you and we'll be able to resolve your symptoms. So that's essentially what happened with Nadine. She just only had to do it one time.
And it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
So most patients will go through about 2 weeks of treatment. That's around 10 sessions. We treat daily, Monday through Friday, on the Scrambler for 2 weeks straight. But again, if you are one of these lucky patients that goes through less treatments than more, fantastic. That's great. So anyway, well, thank you, Nadine, for sharing your story with us. We're super excited for you to
get
ready. Yes,
I appreciate your help.
Yes, absolutely. Get rid of this neuropathy pain. Yes, absolutely. And of course, she'll know where to come back if she needs to. So
that's right.
And hopefully never. Hopefully we never see you again. I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Thank you.
Yeah. So awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.